Hello everyone, my name is Abdurrahman Gilal and today I'm gonna explain you about filing in Java. So first of all, we have to know what is file. File is a way by which we store our content for a longer run, not on the memory, but on storage, which means that, for instance, the file that I'm working right now, this main file is basically stored somewhere with extension called .java. So that is stored somewhere, which means if I turn off the system and I comes back, my data will be still there, my content will still be there. So that's one of the benefits. Because we are not working on memory directly, we store on a persistent media where we can basically keep it for longer time. And that's the benefit of using the file, one of the very great benefit of the using file. And then sometimes we wanted to share it with our friends and family. So there are so many files, such as your photos that you want to share with your family and friends, and then you have got your videos and you got your, you know, audios or music, anything that you wanted to share with your friends. So it's very easy for you to do that. Exactly the same way we have to have the backup. It's a benefit of the files that if we have the files, we can do the backup, and later on we can use it in case we delete our data or something like that. And sometimes we make the files for security purposes. For instance, that I've got a data and I wanted to manipulate it in a way that nobody understands except me or my friends or family. So what we do is that we share it by applying some security concepts or privacy concepts. Also, we do the logging, like if somebody is interacting with my program or somebody is interacting to my system. So do I make their, how to say, do I make their history? So it's very important for us to use filing in order to do that. So all the kind of databases that we've been understanding is basically happening through the files. So now filing is a way by which we basically manipulate to do the things that, help us to do the files, that's called filing. So these are certain benefits that I just mentioned. You can count more. So let me just quickly, start that. How can we do that? You got a lot of ways by which you can do the filing, trust me. But I'm gonna just explain you certain very basic ones so that you may have the, opportunity if you don't know that how does it work. So you should be knowing it. So let's say first of all that you have to start a class called file class. So you put your name for the object, and then you have this as the, how to say, file as a constructor, and then you put the file name that you wanted to basically, uh, you know, you wanted to import or manipulate to do things. So basically, when you write this one here, text or test.txt, so it will just take from the directory that is available there. So we did not post any particular destination or source where exactly the file is located. We just say text test.txt, so it will surely be just taking from the file, how to say, from the file folder of from my system. So I'm not just going to go into the detail right at the moment. I'll be telling you later, shortly, that how can you basically go back and just take the, file from your other destination or from other computer, such as from websites or from some other places, that we'll be learning it. So it's just a basic. So I just wanted to make it simpler as much as possible. So, so let's say as soon as you hit this, the test.txt, then you should remember with this file, basically this file has been imported by the help of compiler. So it basically brings out this IEO, input output file. So this file is something that is just ringing here, but when you put a static, which means anything related to IEO has to come here. So anything that you are easy, but usually when I program, I always, put this historic so I don't have to embed anything in particular. You know what I mean? Is that it's quite quicker for me to do that. Or you can put this file as well. It's up to you. So let's say I'm just gonna try to see like if this file exists or not. So file dot exist. So this is my simple method that is there in the, in the how to say, in the class. So it's very easy. So if the file is there, so I should be printing something. You have got this. As soon as I said this, basically I'm trying to say that I can also take the name. So it's easy for me to say, like, let's say file dot, get name. Also, you can tell them like to your viewers like where exactly the location of the file. So sorry. Okay, so you want to put the location of the file, the location of the file, the location of the file. So what you do is that, like as soon as you hit this dot operator or membership operator, you get the absolute path. The absolute path will let you know where exactly it is located in your system. But there can be many other things. Is the file readable or not? So for instance, that you're gonna come here, you're gonna say like you wanted to make sure that when you have a file, basically you can read and write. That's the thing. But not all the files are readable. Not all the files are writable. You know what I mean? Is that because it's the right that you give. That's the one of the beauty of the files, that you can apply some privacy. So let's say if you wanted to see if my file is it readable or not? So let's say as soon as you say is it readable, then you can go here and say file dot. You're gonna go and see like you have can read or not and can write or not, same thing. So let's run it and see like if it's not existing. So what I'm gonna do. So basically if it's not existed, so I can make the file, isn't it? So if it is not there, so I can make the file. Let's say how to make the file dot create a new file. So basically this will help you to create a new file, but you will find an error here. What's the error? Because whenever you create a new file, you have to receive the exception. You may have a problem with the exception. So as soon as you come on this, compiler, it's one of the way, or if you know to do it manually, it's very easy. So just hit the, throw your exception, so it will handle the exception. So as soon as I hit the run, because for the first time I do not have this file here, I cannot see here in my source files. So it will not show anything here. But once I have the file, then I can basically somehow print these all things. So let me run this file first and see like what happens. So as soon as I hit the run button, you're gonna see like I didn't have any message, but now you're gonna see that we have this file. Previously, I didn't have that file, isn't it? So now we have this file so that I can run it again and I'm gonna see my all the details. Like you have got this test.txt, that's the file name, and the location of the file, and you have got a whole file location. That means that if you wanted to copy this and then you wanted to put it here, it's also possible. That's what I was about to say previously, that if you do not have the file in the same folder or you have got the file in some other folder, then how are you going to do that? Okay, so this is my file, that test.txt. What if I have file somewhere else? So I'm just gonna quickly pause the video and I bring my other file. Okay, okay, better I show you here. So this is my, let's say, other file. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to right click on it and get the information. So it will be showing me exactly the same thing as you're going to see here. So let's say this file, sorry about the mess up on my documents folder. I'm just gonna go back and I'll put it here, and then here I'm gonna just put the same the different location from here, and then I'm gonna put test again was my file name, and I'm gonna put text.txt. So if I run, let's say if it is existing or not, so excellent. You're gonna see like okay, test again is the file name, and then we have the whole, how to say, file destination, that where exactly it's located, and is it readable? Yes. Is it writable? So it's up to you, anything that you wanted to do. But what if you got a data in it and then you wanted to print the data? So I'm going to change my file location so that I'm easy to explain you right here. So just give me a quick second. Yep. So I'm going to say test.txt. I have this file right here. So as soon as I double click here, I have got this nothing here. So hello guys. Sorry about that. Yep. Hello guys. This is our filing class. So let's run it. So we're gonna okay, so this file is here, which is very good. And then once we have the file, so we don't have to, I mean, we don't have to create it again because that's there. How to read the file. So what's the data? Let's say if you have so far studied about from me specifically, that how can you basically, take the input from user from the console right here in the black environment, or from the keyboard choose. But what if you have a file? Then how are you going to do that? So let's say if I have a scanner, and then I have to write like my file scanning, and I'm going to say scanner, and here I can put the file name. That is my file name. This one is the file name. So this will help me to basically get all the data that is there in the file in my hands. So let's say if I wanted to, okay, if I wanted to just simply come up here, and I'm gonna say scan dot next line as soon as I hit here, so it will help me to get the content. So let's run it, and I'm gonna see like, okay, so hello guys, this is our filing class. Okay, so let's say what if I have more than one line here? This is our second line. So you're going to see one thing, that it does not basically print the second line in any case that if we have more than one lines. So how do we do that? That's something a little bit tricky that we have to understand, because now we have started working on, how to say, reading file from which has more than, one line as input. So in this situation, it's very easy if you can play scanner around, and then you just have to do the while loop, because it helps you to go the file until you want. So it is like, basically, if you have more than one line, so it's gonna take a lot of your efforts. So it's basically like you should go here to it in file. So you say file dot. As soon as you have the hit the file dot, you can have this has, you know has next line, or has yeah, next line. So this is something that can help you to get everything there. So okay, sorry about that, it's not file, it's about scan. Scan has Hayes next line, you know what I mean? Because scanner is now holding the overall readable data in here. So now what we have to do is that we have to just make sure that we print out the next line. That's what we are trying to do. The next line. Previously we were printing one line. Now I'm gonna just hit the answer by using simple thing. And let's see, now we have got more than one lines. So it's very quick, right? Hello guys, this is our filing class. This is our second line. So now if I have third line, this is going to be our third line. So if I run this program, you're gonna get the same code. You don't have to work hard to make the things available anymore. So this is very quite pretty straightforward, that if you have more than one line. If you put next line here, you guys gonna face an error. What kind of error you gonna face? Because every time we run after the third line, we're gonna face the problem, because after the third line, the compiler will still expect you to print something, because you have still some things coming out from it. So that's why you're gonna say like you have to convert that particular things, that's maybe the boolean is coming out or some garbage is coming out. So it's better that you have this has an X line. So when you have a has an X line, so this way you do not have to worry that when to end the loop. So it's quite pretty straightforward, right? But this is not it, because once we have the file, so file, like this is my file. So one thing is to create file. Okay, give me a second. Yep. One thing is to create file. Second is to read file. So we have just seen, like if I wanted to create file, I can simply say create file dot, create new file. This is very easy if we are working with file class. And if I wanted to read, we can use scanner, but there are many ways. And then this is not it. So what if you wanted to write your file? Write in file. So now we have to learn the third step. So far we are good. So let's say if the file is not created and you wanted to create it and you wanted to put your data into it, then how are you going to do that? So let me clean the, how to say, the console. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, guys, so I was discussing that how we can now try to input the data. So we have so far understood this. Let me run. This shouldn't be any error. Perfectly fine. So let's say this was the file that we took it from user, we take the name from manual. So now how about like if I wanted to take the, name from user, like if user has some specific name so that we can say like we are trying to make like a scanner equals to new, and then we're gonna put like users input. So system.in will be, yep, good for us. And then we're gonna say, oops, yeah. So please enter your file name. Like I'm just making it simpler so that we should understand that, and now I'm gonna say like file name as a string. Yep, a string. Yeah, and then we're gonna say like a scanner dot, next line. So it will be helping us to get the name of the file, and then we just put it here. Simple as that. So let's say now if I'm running and then I'm saying that let's say if I have a file called test.txt, so exactly, you see the file is there, so it gives me everything that's related to file. But now I'm going to make a new file so that if the file is not there, so this is the way that we simply can make the file. So now I'm going to use another, class for you so that you can learn a bit more that how can you make file with the with other ways. So let's say like you have file writer. This is another class. As soon as you write file writer, you can write your file writer here, and then you can put file writer here, and then the file name you just took from the user. So as soon as you hit, so let's say you will get the file done, and once you have got the file done, now you can ask the user to give you something so that you can store in the file. So I'm just going to be very quick here, to save the time. Enter your contents for the file. Let's say you have this name, so no need to, yep, repeat the name. That's very quick. So now as soon as I hit that, so you should know that once you have this object ready, that's called file dot file writer, for file writer as an object. So it is now you have your choice to take either from input from user. So let's say you're gonna take input from user. So this is your input, and then you're gonna say scanner dot next line, and then as soon as, oops, yep. So as soon as I have this ready, so what I have to do is that I have my file writer, which is my object. So now I have got so many things that I can use. I can do a pad, I can do, write, I can do write this one as well. So as soon as I hit this write, let's say it has so many, constructors. So I say write, and then I can put this input here. So that's it. But you should remember, if I do not close the file, there will be an error. So let's run it first and then see how can it happen. So like, let's say now we do not have any ABC here. You're gonna see like, do we have any ABC here? No, we don't have any ABC. So now I'm gonna put the file name as abc.txt. Okay, it says like enter your contents for the file. So let's say I'm saying, hello guys, we are still learning filing in Java. So let's hit it. So you gotta get it this here. So as soon as you double click here, try to see we do not have any content here, although you answered this one. So why it didn't come here? The major problem is we did not close the stream. That's very important when we are working with filing. We have to close the stream. If we do not close this stream, we'll have problem that comparable thinks that the input is still continuing, so it will never store it. So let's run it and make a new file like etc. We don't have any etc here. Make sure that we are clear with this, and we're gonna say etc.txt as soon as what's the data, like hello guys. Now we are trying to key in data using using close method. Let's say done. So we got this etc here. As soon as I hit, so you're gonna get this excellent thing. So now we understood that if we wanted to add some data, so it's quite easy and possible that if we know that, how can we do that? And one of the good approaches, that it's not a good thing that if we, if we just, how to say, write everything without any, how to say, try catch. So it's always good that you should have try and that you should have catch. As I told you, that you have IO exceptions, you see, and in case you have any error, so you can put like any of this stake trace or something that you wanted to throw back towards the caller of this program. And then here, if you have one line and if you have more than one lines, then you can go and then you can do more stuff with this. This is one of the ways by which we can do the filing. I'm gonna go and jump for another method by which we can do the filing in the next video. So see you in the next video. If you got any question, please do not hesitate to drop me a comment. Take care, please.